welcome to this edition of Monday Matters. As you might know, I started a sermon series on the book of Revelation this past Sunday, and so the next few Monday Matters will focus a little bit on that. I hope that through this series we can come to a different understanding of the book of Revelation, one more of hope and promise as opposed to one of fear and devastation. I look forward to sharing this small part of the journey with you as we explore this book. So here's what you missed this past Sunday. Here are some of the places that Flat Jesus has been in the past few weeks. And here's what's coming up in the weeks ahead. I hope you enjoy this edition of Monday Matters. For many of you, the book of Revelation might stir up some feelings of the end of time or destruction and devastation, the world coming to an end. My hope is that as we journey through this book together, you will discover some new and different ways to see and read this book that will offer you some hope and promise into who God still is today. A God of hope, a God of recreation, a God of love, mercy, grace, and forgiveness. We are reminded throughout the Gospels that we don't get to know the time or the hour that Jesus will return. And if that is the case, then we need to be more concerned about what we're doing in the here and now, and less concerned about when it's all over. Since we don't know when Jesus might return, we've got a lot of work to do. Monday matters, as you know, because it's a chance for us to live out what we've heard in worship on Sunday. It's an opportunity for us to share with the world who God is. As we explore this book of Revelation, I hope that we find promise. I hope that we find hope. And I pray that we figure out new and different ways to be the church outside the walls of the building. But it won't matter how loud we yell the gospel if people don't see it in our actions. It won't matter how much food we provide to the food pantry if when we look at the people who receive it, we think they are less than we are. And it doesn't matter how loudly we sing, they'll know we are Christians by our love if when someone approaches our doorstep, we slam the door in their face because they look or act or talk differently than we do. It might seem like a lot of work, this whole being the church that I keep talking about. It might seem like it's more than we can handle or more than one can handle on their own. And it is. It's not just up to one church or one person, but to Christians around the world, remembering who we are, part of the body of Christ. It's remembering that we are called to live out the gospel, to live out the command to love our God with our heart, soul, strength, and mind, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. When we are able to live out the command to love one another, that is when we take a step away from the fear that has been instilled in many of us through the book of Revelation. We take a step in a new direction, discovering that it in fact is a book that offers us hope and promise to be the church in a new and different, evolving way. A way that we can change who we are so that others might know Christ because of us. When our actions speak louder than the actions of hate and destruction, that's when Christ returns to the world. I hope that we see in the book of Revelation a reminder that when we live together in love, not hate, hope will prevail, new life will be found, and Christ will return again and again. This week, my challenge to you is to live out the love of Christ as you see it needed most in your part of this world. If you plan to join us for worship this Sunday, I encourage you to read the first 3 chapters of the book of Revelation so that you might be on the same page as us when the sermon starts. My biggest hope for you is that you will not live in fear of the unknown time of Christ's return, but in fact that you will live in the hope and promise of God that you are here in this place, in this time, able to help others by living out what it means to be the body of Christ in the world today. Thank you for watching this edition of Monday Matters. Remember to post your pictures of Flat Jesus on the church's Facebook page. Remember that your reflection of God in the world matters. People will see Christ because of you. Go this week knowing that your life matters, that you can change the world, and offer that hope to someone else.